we know the storylines coming into Week 5 against the Tennessee Titans, and really, just shut off the video after I make this statement. The Dallas Cowboys have to take care of business, and then they'll beat the Tennessee Titans, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing. You want me to talk about Kyle Kosier potentially coming back this week, even though he was supposed to be out 2 to 4 weeks? You want me to talk about Dez Bryant going to Lufkin, Texas over the bye week? You want me to talk about Tony Romo's sit down with Dan Marino, DeMarcus Ware and Wade Phillips and Keith Brooking and Brady James comments on Chris Johnson? You want me to analyze Chris Johnson? No, really. There's nothing else that needs to be said. If these Dallas Cowboys on paper are superior to the Tennessee Titans, even though we're 1-2 and they're 2-2, we're a superior ball club. But it all comes down to execution. If these Dallas Cowboys come out and on offense have no turnovers, on defense shut down Chris Johnson, we will win the ball game. I'm not going to concern myself with penalties anymore. It's always something when it comes to penalties. You bring in Bill Parcells, we have a high number of penalties. You bring in Wade Phillips, we have a high number of penalties. It's just the way it is. Maybe it's because the refs are out to get that star. I don't know what it is, but we just have to deal with them. So I'm not going to wring my hands over penalties or blame it on fluoridated water and Jerry Jones. So, that's really all I have to say. Just go out and take care of business. And that's it. That's it. Now, if you want to stick around and listen to my interview with DaBoogity from DallasCowboysChat.com, then that's your prerogative. So let's go ahead and kick off that interview. He's waiting on the line. DaBoogity, how's it going? Buses!
Buses. I got you. Oh, mercy.
So how
you doing, Mark?
I'm doing well. How do you feel after this Texans win?
Oh, I feel better than I did after we lost to the Skins and the Bears, that's for sure. I think I'm relieved.
Yeah.
Like most of the fans were.
How do you figure we contain Chris Johnson?
He's dangerous when he gets outside, and I'm sure the Cowboys know that as well as anybody. At least, I hope they do. But he's made some really good runs out of on lead draws and plays like that. He can catch the ball out of the backfield really well, too. He's so fast. On a lot of runs, he'll just, he'll run right at the guard. And the second the outside defenders bite on that, he's outside, he's gone. He'll nibble away at you as long as it takes. All of a sudden, somebody gets jumpy, and he's off for a long touchdown run. Both their games they won this year, he had over 100 yards. Their losses came when the defense has held him under 100 yards. So he seems to have a little more trouble against 3-4 fronts, probably because that's where most of the backfield pressure comes from. That kind of defensive scheme, the outside, and that's where Johnson does his best work.
So we contain Chris Johnson. Do you think Vince Young would beat us downfield then?
Well, he hasn't really ever been a big down-the-field pass-play kind of quarterback. He'll check it down in a heartbeat, but we gotta watch that. And they've tried to coach it out of old Vince the whole time he's been here, but he'll still pull it down and run if he gets excited. So, you got to keep Vince in the pocket, make him stand in there and make those throws. He has a near perfect passer rating when he's outside the pocket. When he's throwing outside the pocket, something I didn't know. I heard someone talking about that the other day and actually looked that one up. And yeah, he has nearly a near perfect passer rating when he scrambles outside the pocket to make these throws. He's such a big guy, but that sidearm throw he has, it don't work very well inside.
I was saying earlier on the show that we cut out the turnovers and penalties and we'll win the game, but can our offense beat the Titans even with all of our penalties and turnovers, or will it have to take a perfect game?
Well, I don't think any game's perfect by any means, but we tend to look at our penalties, but the Titans have actually been penalized more than we have for probably about roughly 50 yards more than we have. They're a pretty highly penalized team themselves. We can win the penalty and the turnover battle. Yeah, I don't know that it has to be, quote unquote, a perfect game, but we definitely need to win that battle if we can. I think it'll make life a lot easier.
All right, now I don't ask for folks' predictions anymore. I ask for their expectations. So what's your expectation for the game?
Some of the Titans, I expect them to run the ball a lot because that's what they do best. Above all, I expect it to be physical. People got to remember, old Jeff Fisher, he's old school. He was one of the last player coaches he actually played back with the 85 Bears when they were so good. He was on injured reserve most of that year, but he also does have a little bit of a history against the Cowboys. He was the 49ers defensive back coach in 92 and 93. Even further back than that, remember old Coach Fisher, he was the Eagles defensive coordinator back under Buddy Ryan in 89 when all that County Bowl mess went on.
Yeah.
But from the Cowboys, defensively, bottom line, I think they can't get caught swatting at flies and letting the elephants run by them. They got to get pressure outside, which really serves two purposes. It keeps Vince Young in the pocket, and it keeps Chris Johnson, getting outside on them. That's where they can hurt you the most. And from the Cowboys offensively, I think they just need to keep running that football. Good running game plan keeps your quarterback loose. Makes the other defense have to get in there and play ball. I know it's been said over and over by better folks than myself. When we get that running game going, our passing game should be that much more successful. I know everybody said it till they're blue in the face, but I think it still holds true.
Final question. If a frog had wings, would he still hit his butt on the ground when he hopped?
Probably not. Studies have shown that 4 out of 5 frogs with wings don't bump their butts when they hop.
Oh, DaBoogity, thanks for being on the show. Bye, says.
Well, hey, good to hear from you, buddy.
All right.
Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I'll be seeing them in 2 weeks. That'll be nice, and it'll be nice when we get a win over the Tennessee Titans and go to 2-2, heading into Minnesota. And I think the Dallas Cowboys will pull this out, 28-17. Cowboys over the Titans. That's it. God save the Cowboys.